think because wine has been very male dominated, and it's been very Caucasian dominated, and I don't mean that in a negative way. It's just the way that it was, right? Like a lot of winemakers started in Europe and South Africa. It's been a very male dominated industry. So opening it up to see women, women being winemakers, heading a wine company, being in charge of the vineyard, becoming sommeliers is very, very transformative, like across the world, right? The biggest request we've been getting from a lot of our clients, and we work with a lot of lodges, high-end lodges, they'll be like, do you have any sommeliers? And are they women? And they're like, that's the thing that we want, right? We're trying to, change perspectives about women in certain male-led industries. So that is one of them. So obviously, if you go to school, if you take your WSET courses, like your level 1, your level 2, you learn about wine, work in a wine shop, work for an importer, even if you start on sales or admin or whatever, ask and learn, right? And I think that's the most important thing. But you have to have a passion for what you're doing. And if you're going to take it seriously, all these people who've gotten where they've gotten is because they've taken it seriously and they have a passion to learn. For us, wine is about the story, it's about the people, and it's about the place. It's not so much about the tasting notes, because I'll say it tastes like cherries, berries, and spice, and cinnamon and all these things, and someone will be like, oh, well, I have no idea what those things taste like. But if you tell a story behind a brand, and that's something that's very important for us. You want to see more women, you want to see more people of color, you want to see more black people, you want to see more Africans in this industry. So where we can support, we support brands like that, because as much essence as we put into other brands, we could do that for all of this diversity. So it's very, very important for us to get people to drink the best of the continent, which is actually South Africa. A lot of the new importers that you've seen are focused more on the story and the quality as opposed to price, because unfortunately our market is very much dictated by price, right? Like people are always like, how much? And then what's my price? Can I get a discount, right? But then it's like you want the quality, but so for us it's very much been a lot of new importers, and it's not just South African wine, it's wines from the world, right? Wherever you source your wines, you want to give them something a little bit better, a little bit more value for money, because a lot of the time the problem was Africa became a dumping ground for everything, for anything cheap, right? Definitely the market has changed, like especially living here, Kenya's like Nairobi is such a diversity for people from everywhere, well exposed, learned, cultured, all of that. And it's not enough just to be like, it's a red wine. Well, okay, that's fine, but like I don't want to drink this wine I can buy in my supermarket, in my favorite restaurant. I can drink this in my house for like half the price, right? So we want to drink new things, we want to explore, we want to have diversity, and the market has completely opened and changed up. And I think kudos to a lot of all the importers and distributors in diversifying their portfolios and focusing more on quality rather than price. People always laugh at people because they drink sweet wine. I'm like, no, you can't, right? You have to find a wine that suits everyone's price point and everyone's palate, because we're all different and we like what we like. But what I do think that Kenyans they like nice things. They like to enjoy things. They want to taste. They're very, very open to exploring and pushing their boundaries. So instead of just saying drink sweet wine, there's a lot of wines that are very juicy and very fruit forward that actually taste sweet, but they're not sweet. But then we'll be like, oh, okay, fine. Well, I don't need to drink this very, very sweet wine. Like maybe this Merlot, this Pinotage is quite nice. Like I don't have to drink a sweet wine anymore. So people's taste, they're evolving. If you look at our food industry, like the quality of restaurants, the food that's coming about, you see that there's more demand for things that are going to go as nice, right? So it's all kind of like interconnected. So as hospitality gets amazing and it improves, we've got new restaurants, we've got all of these cool things, like the quality of your beverages is going to change. Like about 5 years ago, you'd not have seen craft gin. The most craft gin you would have found would have been Hendrick's. But if you look at the gin space now, if you look like all these craft gins that you can now find in Kenya that people would only find when they went to London or they went to South Africa, but you can now find those things, and it's just from the demand of the market. They want more and they want better. Nosing, like this thing. Oh, it doesn't mean anything, man. It's all like, I smell the earth of life. And everyone will be like, wow, what is that? It is the earth of life. Amazing, earth of life. It means nothing. I mean, obviously, a lot of the time when you're doing this, you're smelling, or especially in a professional setting, you're trying to pick up. The first thing when you smell is, can I smell, is the wine okay? Am I trying to pick up a fault? Is everything, does this smell okay? And then I'm swirling. Is there, clumps of, anything floating? Is it clear? Is it all of that? So a lot of that, that's your first thing when you're doing that. That's what we're doing, actually. We're just, testing the condition. And then we're trying to pick up, what can we smell? All of those things. Does it smell good? Do I want to drink it? Like, it just doesn't smell good. Yeah, I'm not going to drink it. But a lot of that, that's what it is, yeah.